Hi, this is Carl McIntosh from the Loose Ends Experience. Please join me on Saturday, the 12th of November at the Randolph Theatre for Arts alongside Saul Pacquiao Jones and Eunice, hosted by Master T and Stokes. DJs on the night are Paul E. Lopez and the iLife Collective. Doors open at 7 p.m. This event is brought to you by iLive Radio and Hot Stepper Productions.
You're listening to iLive Radio, changing the way you listen to radio. iLive Radio.
Welcome to the show, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. It's Sunday afternoon on the Patrick O'More Show. And this week, my guest is Veronica. Veronica, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. You are a pop sensation. You've got a lot of music coming out. You've been doing this for a minute. You started off with Disney.
Yeah, with Family Channel.
At the Family Channel, Disney.
Yes.
Everybody, there's a lot of people out there who, try to get their kids into Disney movies and videos and stuff. And how did you do that?
Oh, it wasn't my parents. That was more me.
Oh.
They were like, "Oh, really? You want to do this? This is the business you choose out of like everything. You want to do music?" I was like, "Yep, this is it." So I started singing in a church choir when I was about 9. And
so you got some soul.
Yeah. I hope so. I try. I was in choir since I was about 9, and once I got into I was in high school, I was also in choir, and I started singing like solo by myself and doing festivals, and that's kind of where I felt the most comfortable. I was like, yeah, I love being on stage, love singing for people, and it was where I felt the most confident. And after that, I think I realized I was about 14, and I just won a competition for like this festival thing, and I placed first, and I was so excited. I was like, told my parents, I was like, this is what I want to do.
So when you went home and you're like, Mom, Dad, you know what? This is what I want to do with my life. Or they were like, yeah, no, you need to go to school, become an accountant or something.
They were pretty supportive. My dad, I think, is the most supportive. He's always there for me, and that was like, he was there. I actually remember coming home like when it was that one day, and I told him, I was like, okay, so this is what I'm gonna do, what do you guys think? And they were like, you know what, we'll support you, and we'll try and help you out and get you to the right people.
So how did that work? How did you get to the right people? Because today, nowadays, like, people are like, oh, I got to put this video out and get a million people to like me on Facebook and YouTube and all this sort of stuff, and then
you're good.
and then I'm good. And then I'm a superstar.
Right. Yeah. Oh, it was different. I feel like because I was 14 and I had just cut my first demo at this like really fancy recording studio, but it kind of all happened through like mutual friends and just kind of my dad's in the construction business, so he doesn't really know a lot of people in music, but we met the right people and then got introduced to Universal Music Canada, who helped me out a lot, and they were the ones that pushed the Family Channel, because at that time my sound wasn't radio friendly. I was 14. I sounded like a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
People weren't playing Justin Bieber on the radio when he was like 15.
Yeah.
So and Family Channel was really supportive, and they were like playing my music video in between the TV shows, and that's kind of how it all started. It just I got a really good fan base from that.
So when you think about your first time on stage, and when you the very, very first time standing there by yourself doing your thing, what was that experience like for you?
It was really, really awesome.
I was waiting to hear you.
It's hard to describe.
I was waiting to hear you say, I was terrified.
No, it was like, it was the opposite. I was nervous before I got on.
Yeah.
That's how I normally am before a performance. I get really nervous, like butterflies in my stomach. I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm unprepared for some reason, even though like I've practiced like 1,000 hours before to do it.
Like, I'm going to forget the words.
Yeah.
Is
where
there
it's
a
like
teleprompter somewhere?
Yeah, exactly. Where obviously like what you're doing. But I got up on there, and I performed in a church, and I remember singing, and like the lighting felt like it was really beautiful. I was like, oh, like it's like
the
heavenly.
Angels were coming down.
Yeah, it was like somebody was like telling me this was like meant to be.
Okay.
Like, yes, okay. Yeah, it was. I felt so confident.
So what made you do the transition, I guess, from singing in the choir, singing in the church, from say gospel music to non-gospel music?
once I was in high school, I was in grade 9, and I had a vocal teacher who was like helping me while I was in choir, and she was telling me, you know what? She was like, you have a really unique tone. You should try and do like a solo performance. And then I did a couple solo festivals, and it was great. Like I kind of, it felt different singing without other people on stage.
Yeah.
Because I thought I was going to be less confident, because sometimes when you have other people with you and you're all singing together,
You can just blend in.
you blend. You don't have to be your own person.
If
but
you mess up the note, nobody notices.
yeah, like
It's that guy.
Yeah, no, it wasn't me. It was him. So I think that feeling of kind of not being with anybody, not blending, was what I think made it so special, because I felt like I was myself.
But it wasn't that wasn't nerve-wracking, because you're thinking, oh my God, if I screw up, everybody's gonna know.
I think like I just kind of got into a zone, like
Yeah.
a vibe that I was just kind of there in the moment, and I wasn't even really thinking about the words. I was just everything was just was so
flowing.
natural.
Now, when you're standing there and you're doing your thing and you've got this vibe going, and then you see the impact on the crowd.
Yeah, that was cool. My mom like cried a little bit. That was the coolest. Well,
To see your mom cry was cool? Or
like it was the feeling that like I know that she felt what I was feeling.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like it's weird to describe, because, you know, I don't know, I just say cool, I guess, because I felt so real, like in the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good time.
So there's a transfer of energy from the crowd to you, from you to the crowd.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about it now. I feel very like warm inside, fuzzy.
Do we have any tissue in here?
No, I will grab it.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's a good feeling for sure.
Okay, so you that was, how old were you at that point?
I was 14.
You were 14 when you had this
Little baby,
experience.
yeah.
Okay. Little baby, clouds open,
Yeah,
stars
the, like,
align,
lights
light
coming
came
in.
down, and you're like, okay, I got to do this. And so you went home to your parents, and you're like, this is what I got to do. Didn't you see the light?
Yeah, I was freaking out.
The stars aligned, and they were like, okay, let's do this. So a lot of people seem to think that this industry is really it's easy. Anybody can do this. You've got auto-tune. You know, nowadays it's like people don't even really need to sing anymore, be able to, or rap or anything. You just kind of
Right.
mumble, and auto-tune will correct everything. But so a lot of people think, you know what, it's really easy to make it. Anybody can do this. I just gotta, get a whole bunch of likes, put up some cat videos or something, and then I'm good.
Yeah,
Is it that simple?
No, it's not. It's like the complete opposite.
Too much work?
No, I think it's the right amount of work. I think whatever people want to do, you need to work really hard for. So I think, I don't think anything is really too much work. It's all like you have to, it's a lot of it. It's a lot of work, and it's a lot of, finding the right people to also work with you and, keep you grounded, but also help you with your success. But it's so much more, and it's funny when people say like, oh yeah, like, I could sing, I could go to a studio, put some auto-tune on. Yeah. But even like people, like, some people are like, yeah, that's so easy, but there's so much more behind that. Like, yeah, you could put auto-tune on your voice, but you have to have the feeling. You have to be able to convince people and sell something to people, right?
Convincing people, that's an interesting thing you say, because there's a big difference between music that is that's kind of like a firecracker, just they explode on the scene, and then a year from now you're like, where are they, what's going on? And then somebody who's a longevity, an artist that's a longevity, there's a certain amount of feeling that they impart with the people. When you do your music, what's in your mind? Are you thinking about, because the industry today seems to be about sounding similar to everyone else that's out there and making as much money, and being
like a copycat to someone.
Yeah, and a lot of the big studios, record labels, it's almost like they're afraid to take a chance on something that sounds
different.
Unique. And with how would you describe your style?
I'd say it's kind of on that line of different and unique. And now that I'm not signed with a label, I was when I was with Universal Music Canada, but by the time I turned 18, I was off on my own. So I think my style, it's in that pop umbrella. That's what I like to say about it, because it's still like popular sounding music, but it's different in the way that I feel like it's the realest I could possibly be on my music, and that I think to me makes it different enough. But it's also, you know, when I'm at the studio a lot and I'm constantly writing, and every time I'm there, we're not looking at what other people are doing. We're kind of feeling what we like at that moment.
Yeah.
And yeah, everybody takes inspiration from something, but I feel like there's a major difference between taking inspiration and being exactly like that inspiration that you want to be. And we just, you know, we try and like open our minds to a bunch of different sounds.
So how do you balance, you know, you walk on that line, so to speak, of making your music, I guess, mainstream enough that it's going to get played on the radio, you know, and people are going to come to your shows and everything, and then also balance what's inside of you, the message that you're trying to get out to people?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good question. I like that.
I try.
I think it's a mix between like structure and being technical with it, and how like pop songs have a specific structure. So that is kind of something that we keep in our music, and that's, I think, what helps it make it radio friendly. And also like taking terms and taking things that people like today.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you're making a song about going to the club, you're going to talk about going to the club, but it doesn't have to sound like a Drake song. You can make it completely your own. But
What's wrong with Drake songs?
Nothing. But you know what I mean. But you know what I mean. Like
Drake, if you're listening, she's saying she doesn't like your songs.
No, I do, but I'm not a fan of people that want to sound exactly like him. It's like really, like, I can tell you're trying to be exactly like him, but no, I'm not ripping on him. But yeah, like it's more of just like, you know, people will do that, right? They take like the biggest artists and they're like, okay, let's do this song exactly and like the same type of beat, and we know it will be successful. I think that's the wrong mentality to have.
I hear you. And sometimes you hear people they'll go back and they'll do a remix of a song that was a hit before.
Yeah.
And
that's different, right? Because they're putting their own spin on it if it's a remix or if it's something that they use on like a mixtape.
Yeah.
But if they're, you know, if you're taking like a single like One Dance, for example, and doing like that exact same thing, same type of beat style, and like similar tone, I don't think, it might be successful to a degree, but I don't really think it could do as well because somebody's already heard it, right?
And you're not making it your own.
Exactly. Yeah, it's exactly like something else that's already out there.
Okay. So, you know, fast forward from when you're 15 and, you know, a couple of years later now. Right. Like, what are you doing now? Now that you're independent and you've got, you know, the world's your oyster, you can do whatever you want to do. You could sing reggae if you wanted to, you know, and you could do whatever you want. Yeah.
Well, I'm working with the team, multi-platinum team in Toronto, and I met them about a year ago, and they're my creative people. Like I'm honestly there like every other day. Yeah. Maybe every day, if I can. I love being at the studio. I love working there, but I'm honestly like I'm just writing. I'm making music. I'm finding my style and my sound. And you know, soon I'm gonna be playing like more gigs. Like I feel like that's the goal for me, and just also making connections with people. But I feel like doing it myself and having 100% control of like the creativity can like really makes a difference, like longevity wise. Yeah. Because
How do you when you are writing, like what's your inspiration? Like do you look at like your mom and dad and what their experience is, or your friends, or yourself, or like where do you draw that from?
It's a mix.
It's a mix.
I think it's a mix of my family, my friends, and my environments too, and just experiences I've had, and like experiences like with relationships and all that drama that happens. Because I'm 21, right? So
you're like one of those comedians that just kind of look at their family and be like, okay, I'm going to tell stories about them.
Yeah. You're like, okay, it's drama, essentially. Yeah.
They hear the song and they're like, I know she's talking about me.
Well, it's funny. Like even my friends, I play them my music, like unreleased music. And they're like, I know exactly what you're talking about. Like in a situation, if it's like me and my friend doing something, or me and a guy, they're like, you're talking about that, and I know exactly what you mean. And you know, like your fans won't know, but like I know exactly what you're talking about. That's happened so many times.
They'll be sitting there and the song comes on the radio and like, she's talking about me. Yeah. Honestly, I know it. I'm telling you, I know her. I really know her.
Yeah, and it's like 90% of the time it's true. So
you're singing tonight.
Yeah, I'm singing tonight. I'm doing a little showcase at Lula's Lounge.
At Lula Lounge, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of happened quickly. Mm-hmm. So I'm really excited. It's going to be the first time I'm playing my single live. Okay. And I'm doing it acoustically, too, to kind of give it a chill vibe.
Nice.
So
you got, like, no instruments to hide behind? No autotune?
Yep. No, it's going to be, no autotune. You're like, oh, she doesn't need autotune. Okay, cool.
Okay, so you've got the single right now. That's people can download it on iTunes.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
They can go there and they can get that and listen to you as much as they want. When can we expect to hear something new from you?
Soon.
You don't want to give me an exclusive here or something. What's going on?
I can't give any dates, but sooner than I think people think.
Sooner than people. Okay.
Yeah, sooner than people think.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've also done
sneaky about it.
You're being sneaky. I know she's not. I'm trying to get it out of her, and she's just not listening to me, not giving me anything. Damn it.
I can't, not yet, but soon.
You've done a lot of shows in Canada, a lot of sold out shows in Canada. Much in the U.S.
No, actually.
You started going? No.
No, nothing in the U.S. yet.
A lot of artists seem to think that they have to go to the U.S. in order to be successful, or go to Europe, or go to all these places. What's your thoughts on that?
I think wherever people are digging your music the most, it's probably best you go there. Like if I knew, for example, a little place in Italy was like, yeah, Veronica's great, I would go and play there. But for me,
I'd go to Italy too.
Yeah.
Heck,
that'd be awesome. Or that's just like an example, right? Because you never know where there could be.
If anybody wants me to come and host a show in Italy, you can hook me up, hit me up on Facebook or something, and I'll come and do a show from Italy.
For sure.
I'll even bring you. You can come on the show.
Yeah, I'll come with you, and I'll play live.
There you go. You can open for me.
Yeah.
Figure out who I'm going to have on my show over there. But sorry. Yeah. You were saying, so you would go anywhere that you feel that you're going to feel that love from the people.
Yeah, I definitely think so. But for me, because I've played in Canada and I already have that fan base from Family Channel, being here, it's like home. So I'm comfy. I'm comfy here, but I definitely do, I want to be able to play in the States. And I feel like that's a crazy experience. Touring in the States would be really cool. Because there's so many people. So many people in America.
I think there's too many people in the United States.
Well, if they're coming to a show, right?
Well, yeah.
The more, the better, right? So that's fine.
Being involved with Family Channel, how did that change your life?
I think it changed it for the better.
Yeah.
Because I had a lot of different experiences. Kind of being around other artists as well that were kind of in the Family Channel scene too was really cool.
Yeah. Because
I got to be with people who were experiencing the same thing as me, getting recognized random places in Toronto and playing shows.
What was the first time you got recognized? Somebody came up to you and like, hey, I know you.
There's been a couple weird times. The first time though,
weird stalkers.
Honestly, there were a couple when I started, but it wasn't anything crazy, nothing no restraining orders or anything. So that's
nobody
that's
peeking through your window.
Yeah, because you have to be careful, right? Sometimes posting on social media, if you tag where you live.
Oh yeah, you might.
Not a good.
That may not be a good idea.
Not a good thing if that happens by accident.
But at 14, you may not be thinking about
No, I wasn't thinking about that. Yeah, no, I just wanted to do music. I was just can I play and meet my fans? But there's been a couple times at malls or even at school, where I went to school, I'd have a lot of there'd be a lot of crazy experiences where I'd have to leave school because the kids would just get. The younger kids would just be oh my God, let's hang out or whatever. People would hug me, and then there'd be too many people hugging me, and I'd be oh God, I'm getting claustrophobic now. But it's just they're young kids, right? They want to hang out and be friends with me, and I'm sure, I'm so down. But sometimes I'll get too anxious.
You didn't want to hang out with them, did you?
I did, but it'd be too much if there was like a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a very anxious person.
I've always wondered how, and I don't have people, trying to peek through my windows or anything like that. But I've always wondered how it is that, when you are walking down the street and people do recognize you, and then, it might start a domino effect or something. I remember talking to DMX one time, and he was saying he was in the bathroom.
Oh my God.
And some guy, he was trying to do his business in the bathroom, and some guy was standing next to him, and he was like, "Hey, can I get your autograph?" And he's like, "Can I finish?" It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Sometimes the stories you hear, like how do you, I guess, how can you keep your personal life kind of personal, so to speak, and then you've got this public life that people are trying to get into, TMZ and all these people might be trying to get into your business.
I think I stay grounded, and I keep like relationships, I guess, a little bit more personal. Like I won't talk that much about like my like relationships, like with with people. That's a good question though. I think it's funny though, because I'm always myself. Like I'm not really a different person in public. So like sometimes I think too much myself in public. Like sometimes I do like say the wrong thing when really I shouldn't. I've said that that's happened to me in interviews when I was younger too. If I would like swear or something, and then I'd get in trouble for it or whatever. But I think it's just important that you kind of like keep a balance too. And like, yeah, you do things like you don't always have to post about what you're doing. That's kind of how you do it. Balance.
I'm in the bathroom right now,
Yeah, no. Don't take photos of me in the bathroom. Like, come on.
People tweet a lot of things.
Yeah, a lot of crazy things.
You mentioned, keeping you grounded. What keeps you grounded? Like
my people,
your people,
my friends, family, like my team that I work with.
Yeah,
they keep me very grounded.
Being a superstar, how do you find time to
superstar?
How do you find time to remember the little people in your life?
You just like
all those people you had to step on to get to where you are today.
You just have to be nice to everyone.
Yeah.
Like I try my best to be as nice as I can to people. Like even if I have like bad experiences with people in the business, like you still try not to burn bridges. That's a huge thing. And I try my best not to. It's happened before. It's happened more recently now that I've gotten older.
Yeah.
That I'm more independent, so I feel like people like to take advantage of like what I'm doing. And I'm still young, and I'm a girl too, so people think I'm like, I'm easy to mess with, but I'm not. Tough. Okay. I can be tough.
So yeah, back to being grounded.
Grounded,
because
yeah. Sorry, I went off topic there.
It's okay. Just you and me here, no one else. Finding that balance that you mentioned, between, I guess, family, friends, yourself, and then the public persona, and being able to, whether it's that you're traveling across Canada to do a tour, sing everywhere, and then somehow be able to, I don't know, find time to FaceTime with your family or something, How do you, for somebody who's coming into the industry, so if you could talk to your 14-year-old self right now, what the heck would you say?
Oh, I would tell her just to be wary of, I think, the people that want to be in your life and make sure that they're there for the right reasons. And to also be on your phone when you need to, but learn how to put it down, because that's a big thing where I'm finding now I'm so busy and I'm constantly messaging people that, it's hard for me to sleep, or it's hard for me to
turn your phone off at night.
Yeah, exactly. To do other things like that. Or if it's like social media, I love social media. I love posting. So I think I would tell myself to still keep that love, but also remember that like this is life. This is your like one chance to do all the things you want to do. Make sure you still have time for yourself.
Wow. That's pretty good.
Thanks.
That's pretty good.
I was thinking about that one. I was like, yeah, this is going to be a good answer.
Finding time and finding that balance is key. And being able to turn your phone off.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
It's like almost impossible, right?
It is. Like, I'm battling with my 12-year-old son every once in a while. I'm like, dude, put that thing away. Talk to me. I'm right here.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be upstairs and he's texting me, Dad, I'm like, just come up and talk to me, please. Yeah. Maybe I'm old. I don't know. I'm rambling here. But
no, I feel like my parents feel like that too sometimes with me. Like, I could be bad. Like, if we're having dinner, I'll be on my phone. But I'm learning now, like, especially if you're out in public, like, it's okay to put it down. Like, it's only an hour, right? What could possibly happen?
Okay,
well,
so
actually, a lot could happen.
A lot could happen in an hour.
A lot could happen. But it's just like also telling people, like, yeah, like, I'm taking this time. Like, I'm out for dinner with my family. I will talk to you at like 9, and then we could talk for hours. But I need some time.
Okay, so do you call your parents or do you text your parents?
I call them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like calling. Texting is good when you have to like send information like really quickly. But if you have to have a discussion with someone, I can't text. I can't do a text conversation.
It takes too long.
Yeah, it takes too long, and you're also sitting there and you're doing nothing else. Where like if you're on the phone, you could do something else, right?
So you're Mom and Dad, I hope you understand what she's saying right now. When she's talking to you, she's not paying attention because she's trying to multitask. Is that what you're saying?
Like a bitch.
Busted.
I know. Well, no, but they know. Like if I'm with them, like one-on-one, it's different, right? But yeah, if I'm on the phone, I'm like that too. I'll be like on the phone doing other things. But you have to, right?
Yeah, you do. Especially the fact that you're independent, right? So you kind of have to do everything.
Yeah, and then like I have like my team, like my girl Lauren who's here. She helps me out.
Hey, Lauren.
Just like shouted her out. I love doing that. If somebody's there, I just want to shout them out so badly. Don't know why.
So, okay, we're gonna play a little game here. All right. So I'm gonna throw some artists out for you, and maybe you can give me your thoughts on which one you like better.
Okay.
So Taylor Swift or Lady Gaga.
I love this. Okay. Let me think.
Remember, you might end up working with one of them someday. So
I know, so I can't offend anyone. No, I don't care. It's like whatever. I'm being me. I'll be honest about things. Like, I think I love Taylor Swift.
Uh-oh.
But I think I would have to say Lady Gaga.
Yeah?
Yeah, because she seems like where her career is going. I feel like it's something similar that I see for myself. Like, Taylor Swift's amazing, and yeah, she's a mega sensation. Mm-hmm. And well, same with Lady Gaga, but I don't know. There's something about Lady Gaga that she's a very real gal. Yeah? Yeah.
So you got some funky outfits you're going to be
not so much like
today.
The funky outfits, but like her sound and her style and just like her message. She always has a good message for people.
Okay.
That's not ever fake. It's very real, which I like.
Demi Lovato or Katy Perry?
All these like pop girls. Yeah, it's good.
You're in that realm,
Yeah, it's true. Demi Lovato or Katy Perry? Yeah, that was it, right?
Yeah.
I think Demi Lovato.
Yeah?
She's badass.
She's badass?
Yeah.
Okay.
Katy Perry's cool, but yeah, Demi Lovato's.
Rihanna, Beyonce? Why is she laughing?
Because that's hard. Rihanna or Beyonce? Can I say both? No, do I have to choose?
Pick one, man.
Okay, pick one.
Okay, if you had to work with one of those two, which one would you choose?
Oh. Well, I feel like Rihanna, I really like her because her sound, I feel like, is kind of similar to me a little bit, like her tone, but probably Beyonce.
Yeah?
Because I feel like she's an amazing writer, so I'd be down to have a writing session with her and do some like Lemonade stuff. You got some angry ex-boyfriends or something? Yeah, sure. Why not? Like, I love it. It's awesome. She's I love that new album. I think she got a lot of heat from it, like a lot of like mixed reviews. Mm-hmm. But I'm one of those people, I can listen to that whole album and I'm like still in love with her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pink and Adriana Grande.
Pink.
Yeah?
Ariana Grande, really?
Yeah, Ariana. I'm a serial name killer, just let you know.
That's okay. I enjoyed that. That was good.
People get that for
Pink,
me.
for sure, though.
Yeah? Why?
Yeah. Because she's dope. Ariana Grande's cool. I like her. I just like, she's just, I don't know. I think she's a little too slutty for me.
Oh,
can I say that?
You could.
Yeah.
It's an adult show.
Yeah.
No kids
she's
in the room.
She's a little too slutty for me. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Like.
Okay.
Yeah. I wonder if she'll see this one day and be like, oh,
that girl.
Yeah, I know. Like, oh, man.
Adele and Lord.
Ooh. I think Lord.
Yeah?
Yeah,
What?
I like Lord. She's so, like, quirky and different.
Yeah?
And she's, I don't know if you, like, creep her social media. I do all the time.
I try not to be a creeper.
I creep
It's
people's
different.
social-
If a guy is being a creeper, it's a
Yeah,
little
no, that's
different
true.
in society than if a girl's being a creeper.
That's true.
We go to jail.
Well, she's, like, 20, so
They'll
it's
be like,
fine.
come on, she's just a girl. Just, it's okay.
It's okay.
Why are you complaining?
It's true.
But if
she's
it was
cool.
me, I'd be under the jail.
No, I don't think it'd be that bad. Like, she's 20, but she's not, like, she's not posting a lot of, crazy pictures.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why I like her. She's very down to earth, and she's also, like, such a weird performer.
Yeah.
She's, like, gets so into it.
Okay.
She's really cool like that. Like, she'll just, she just knows what's up.
Okay, so you are a little young, so I don't know. You might not know these guys, but
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. Who is it?
Cyndi Lauper, Madonna.
Oh, I know who they are.
I'm just messing with you.
I know. No, it's like, could you imagine though if somebody was like, and they had no idea what they were talking about?
Hey,
That might happen.
yeah, it happens. There are a lot of younger folks today who don't, they don't listen to quote unquote the classics or anything
Right,
like that.
the idols. They don't know. Madonna.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just because she's only using one name like you. Is that what it is?
Yes. I didn't even think about that, but yes, that is why.
Madonna's definitely had a heck of a career in terms of longevity and everything like that.
Yeah,
It's
that's
been
very
amazing.
inspiring.
She's put out a lot more albums.
And she works hard. She's a very, very hard worker.
Okay.
She's very cool.
Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera.
Britney
You're gonna start
Spears.
doing some Britney Spears
Yeah, I was
dancing.
like,
or,
Britney Spears, I
Yeah?
think.
yeah, why?
I don't know. I just, you said the two names, and I just, like, gravitated towards Britney.
Towards Britney?
Yeah, I think, although, like, I know that she might, like, lip sync during performances, whatever, but she's like, the true entertainer.
She lip syncs?
Seems like it.
Is that something you would ever do? I never really thought to ask that question, but
Like, is it
there
something I would do?
there are a lot of. I've always wondered, how do you do all those dance moves and still be able to catch your breath to sing? Like,
Yeah.
you would have to be in some ridiculous shape to be able.
Yeah.
I mean, I might need a little work on a little something, but
Me too. I think, like, I've thought about
you just
it.
have it there, just in case for backup or something. No.
I think it really depends on where you are at your stage of your career. Because I feel like for Britney, like, who knows, maybe she doesn't. That's just, I feel like it would be safer for her to do, because she is, like I said, she's an entertainer, right? It's not just about her vocals, it's about everything else that she does on stage. Her dancing, how she interacts with people, how she gets people to fall in love with her when they see her play. I think that's there's so much more to just the vocals, but for her, she plays at Vegas, right?
Yeah.
She has, like, her show that she does, and that's, like, a lot of work, right? So I can understand, for somebody to be, like, vocally exhausted. You might just have to. It might just have to be something you have to do.
Halfway through the show, you run out of steam.
Yeah,
Just like,
right? And, like,
DJ, hook me up.
right, where it's, like, for her maybe to be more comfortable, it's, like, she can give it her all, whereas she doesn't have to be straining any part of her vocals.
Yeah.
Which, like, you know what, I admire. And, like, some people, they're like, oh, that's not a true artist. But I disagree. I feel like being an artist, you also have to be an entertainer. And, the older you get, sometimes, like, your vocals change. You don't stay the same.
Is that like a dig on old people? Is that what
No, it's not. I'm just saying, like, she started so young, right? She's been doing this forever. So it's not a dig. Why did it sound like a dig? Am I just being an awful person today? I'm saying the worst things. It's okay.
Brittany, I think she's calling you old. I don't know.
I'm just like, I'm not hating. I'm just being real. Like, I don't want to be fake. I want to be real. I hope you admire it and like I'm thinking I'm crazy.
You're good.
Okay.
We're good. We're good.
We're good.
So if you had to choose one artist that you say, this is the person that right now I'd want to work with, who'd that one person be?
Maybe The Weeknd.
The Weeknd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him.
Weeknd, if you're listening, there's like a twinkle in her eye when she said that.
He's great. He's just I don't know. The new album, when it drops, it's going to be phenomenal. I can already tell. Mm-hmm. Did you hear the new single yet?
No, I haven't.
You got to listen to it. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's Daft Punk produced it, and they're also like the feature on the song.
Okay.
I just think he's one of those people that his music, I think, speaks very true to himself. Mm-hmm. And this new album that he's doing, to me, it's like he's evolving. So he's kind of like not leaving, but he's I think like changing himself a little bit to be this like star boy person that he talks about. Yeah. Whereas like when he was the older Weeknd, he's singing a lot about, I think, like how lots of different like drugs and sex and all that. Yeah. Where now I think he's talking about like, oh, look what you guys have like done to me. Like, I'm me now. Like I'm different. It's cool.
So you think it's more about he's finding himself in a way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that like he just represents it well in his art.
A lot of people talk about the his art.
Yeah. So fancy.
Yes. The way you said The Weeknd, I don't know if you were thinking about the art at that point, though. You just
like a little bit. Well, I that's why I love him.
You had that twinkle in your eye.
Yeah. Because he's such a great musician.
There's a lot of talk about the Canadian sound. Mm-hmm. Versus.
Oh, yeah. It's true.
So a lot of people talk about whether it's Drake or Weeknd. A lot of other people that are out there and talk about that Canadian sound. Mm-hmm. Do you think that you sort of fit into that, or do you see yourself as pushing that sound?
Like the boundary?
Yeah, pushing the boundary of that sound in the world.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to push the boundary to not be labeled as like a Canadian sound, because I think that's true. Like, but there's a difference between like what I think Drake and like OVO, what they're doing. Their music style, to me, it isn't Canadian. They're a lot more like worldly. I think just even the fact of that, like the production team that they have and the people like working with them, they're ahead. Mm-hmm. I think of what like the hip hop and the R&B soul style is, mm-hmm. which is cool, and it's pretty inspiring to see. But you're right about like Canadian sound. Like it's kind of like people think of it's like a cheesy Canadian sound, which like I don't
know. I think that's changing in a way.
It's changing. I think
there was a point in time where I think there were they were like, oh, that guy's Canadian, and we know he's Canadian.
But I think it depends on like the genre though. Like I think like Justin Bieber's like not included in this because like he's Canadian, but he's a pop star. Yeah. But a lot of I think Canadian pop right now is kind of like it's.
You gotta watch your words here,
What'd you say?
You got to watch your words here,
Do I?
Yeah, some of these people might be listening.
Okay, well, like, I don't think some people are pushing the boundary when they can.
Yeah.
And like, I really want to be one of those like Canadian artists that does push the boundary, so I don't get labeled under that like cheesy pop. Like, I wouldn't.
So when you think Canadian, when you think Canadian sound, you think cheesy pop.
I think like sometimes, depending on the artist that I'm listening to. But, it's different when you're talking, like, when I think of OVO, though, they're not really, like, they are Canadian to me, but they're just, like, like I said before, they're, like, worldly.
Yeah.
But I don't know, to me, like, there's been some, like, Canadian artists that I feel like they can push the boundaries, but maybe they're just, like, limited, right? Like, maybe there's other people trying to tell them, like, what to be.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be like that. I want to just like be me 100%.
Do you think
push it out?
Do you think it's that they're trying to play it safe for the Canadian market, or do you think it's just the influence of the people who surround them who are kind of like, just do this?
I think it's like a mix.
Yeah.
Yeah. keeping it safe. Because it's easy to keep it safe, right? It's the easier route than trying to make something your own and be different. That's like not as safe. It's much more risky. But that's but people like that, right?
There's a market for it.
Yeah.
You know, there are lots of elevators everywhere. Lots of markets for stuff like that.
It's true.
You know, when you think of the music industry, and obviously it's changed a lot in a short period of time and also in a long period of time. And when you think of your sound that you're developing, that you're figuring out, and you know you're putting your heart and your soul into, would you want to be with a label, or do you think that being independent it's allowing you more freedom than what you would if you were with a label?
Being independent does give me more freedom right now. Also because since like my Family Channel days, it's been different, right? I'm kind of, not that I'm starting fresh, but my music sound is fresh. It's much more different than what I was making before. So to have that creative control to me is very important. And I think when the time is right, I think being with the label is important for an artist because you get that extra support from labels that have so much control over the music, and control in a good way, like control of the music business, right? And I think that is important, but I think when you're starting out and trying to be different, I think people like to see that it's all you.
Yeah.
And it's not somebody telling you like how to dress, how to act, what type of music to do. It's important to have that control.
It seems like in the old days, if I can call it that, you know, people would try to go to the record label to get a record deal. And then the record label would almost dictate, you know, what you would look like, what you would sound like, all the stuff you were talking about. Yeah. And now today, it's almost like you have to be independent to some degree, create your own following. Yeah. And then once the ball's rolling, then a label might come knocking, saying, "Okay, you know, maybe we'll take a chance on you now because we see that you can make us money."
Yeah, that's exactly
So, has there been something lost in between there somewhere? Because now it's like you have to do everything to prove to these guys that they should invest, wherein before they were investing, hoping for, you know, the return on investment sort of thing. Yeah. Do you think that there's a loss in there somewhere?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I believe in the working as hard as you can yourself.
Yeah.
And then you, like, I guess if a label comes and sees that you do have some type of success, I think for everyone it's like a safer way to go.
Yeah.
Right? But, you know, when you say like in the old days or whatever, when like a label would just, they would like, they're taking higher risks with people.
Yeah.
But, you know, then again, I feel like in most cases they have more control, right?
Yeah.
Of how you look like and on all the like creative aspects. Yeah.
So with the way things are, with you having more control, you know, when we look around and we listen to the radio a lot of the times, you would think that there would be more creativity being expressed with what you hear on mainstream radio. But a lot of times there isn't. It's very similar. Like I was sitting with my 12-year-old again. You know, I'm driving in the car and he's allowed 3 stations that he's preset. And he's flicking through between the 3 and they're all playing the same song.
Right. Yeah.
I just kind of looked at him and I go, son, you realize there's a problem here, right? So with so many people coming up, being independent and having a unique sound and trying to push that, but yet there seems to be a challenge within mainstream to embrace that creativity. You know, how do you find your footing in that? Being that artist to say, I'm going to put out what feels good to me and what my audience is gravitating towards, but it may not be, you know, the commercial as, you know, the top 20 songs that all the radio stations keep playing.
Yeah. Oh, I love that question. I talk about that a lot with my producer and like.
Damn it! I asked the same questions that someone else did.
No, it's like It's just.
I think
it's
she's hating on me. You know.
No, I'm not.
I'm gonna feel so hurt.
It's good because it's a topic that I like that we talk about a lot. You know, because it's important.
It is.
It's important, especially like I feel like at the stage where I am now. That's like it's something that we have to talk about, right? That's something that happens with the team. For me, it's like it's a weird thing because I'm still gonna put out music, but you're right. You're in competition with so many people, especially when it comes to like mainstream radio.
Yeah.
And there's always like there's always gonna be the Rihanna or the Drake putting out a song that's gonna be massive.
Yeah.
And you could put your song out at the same time, but it's like there's gonna be so much more attention towards that.
Yeah.
Unless you're doing something really different. I feel like that's how artists can break it, is when they put out something that nobody's heard before. That's a little bit more unique.
Yeah.
Maybe it won't be as big on radio when it's out there, but once you, I guess, start performing and touring and kind of making your name known differently, not just on radio, I feel like that's how you can get that success.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like, it's, you can, and then like with investors, like you can put so much money into trying to get on radio or try and get your name on like that mainstream platform. But there's other types of ways, to get your names out, like streaming, like Spotify. That's huge right now.
Yeah.
And although the mainstream radio is important, there's so many other different types of avenues like to get your name out there.
So just forget mainstream radio and stick with everybody else.
It's one of those things where like I feel mainstream it's very important, but like I feel like they're going to be playing what's hot.
Yeah.
And in order to get hot, you need to kind of do everything else, and then
so
that's how you
is
get
it
there.
so much that they're playing what people think is hot, or is it what they're trying to tell us what we should think is hot?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think it's like maybe a little bit of a mix.
Yeah.
I don't know much about, I think if they want to play us stuff for us to think it's hot, but I feel like
it's like if I keep telling you, buy blue M&Ms, eventually it might sink in, and you go to the store and you're like, I gotta get those.
That's true. But also at the same time, like they could be, pushing a song, let's say by some artist, but I guess unless that there's more songs from that artist, and if the song is really good, then it works, right? And if people really like it, and that artist keeps making music, I feel like it can work in that way, and like it can be a benefit.
Yeah.
But I guess it just depends on the type of song, right?
Okay. So what do you listen to besides your own music? Well, I hope you listen to your own music.
Yeah.
But,
a little bit. I like listening to.
As long as you're not saying I only listen to myself.
Only me. Oh, that would be awful. Like, what would you learn from that, right? Like, I think it is important to like be confident in your music.
Yeah.
But I listen to like a bunch of stuff, like random. Like, I love like dubstep.
Oh yeah.
And I love Radiohead, and I also really like soca music. And I'm kind of just like all over the place with my taste. It's kind of like in different spectrums.
You should do a soca song.
Maybe I already did one.
And this is the thing you won't tell me about. Okay. All right. Okay.
Secret surprises.
So, what would you say are the top 3 songs on your playlist right now?
Top 3.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
Besides your own songs.
My top 3.
She's probably thinking I'm the best, so that's all I listen. It's when I go to sleep, I like to sing myself to sleep.
Oh my god. Could you imagine? That would be so weird. No, I'm not like that. I think my top 3, probably. I'm trying to think of what's like on my phone.
She's
right
taking
now.
too long. I think she's making it up.
No, I'm not. I'm not, just because I listen to so much, so I'm trying to think like if there is a top 3.
Yeah.
Right. Probably. Okay. Roy Woods came out with an album that's probably on the top. It's more like albums. I like listening to like full pieces. All right. So probably the Roy Woods album. I love.
Wait a sec. You're 21 and you listen to albums?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know you young cats did that anymore.
Some people do.
It all seems about the single. That's it.
It's true.
That's actually cool.
I feel like it is becoming a single world, but the thing I like about albums is I like listening to how all the songs connect, like how they all go with each other.
Okay.
Because I feel like they do, right?
The story.
The story. Yeah. I like listening to that.
I think that's one of the art forms that's kind of getting lost in the shuffle is you don't get the stories anymore.
But I feel like there's still always going to be somebody who's going to listen to an album.
Yeah.
Like me, or probably you. I feel like you listen to albums.
Yeah, I listen to albums.
Yeah.
She's calling me old. I think she's doing it again.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying
I'm gonna leave here with a phobia.
No, you're
call a therapist or something. Just being called old.
No, you're just like you're cool.
Mind you,
right?
I do have children older than you, so.
Honestly.
Anyways, back to your playlist, your album. So some of the things you listen to before my feelings get hurt.
No, but I
Even more.
feel like you can even anybody that listens to albums. I don't know, you just seem like a cool dude. Doesn't matter how old you are.
She's trying real hard. Okay, we got like 5 minutes left. Now you're being oh man, stop! You're hurting me now.
Sorry, do you want a hug?
It's too late. It's too late.
Aww. Well, okay. What?
Okay, so you're just got me all emotional now. So you're singing tonight. You're singing tonight.
I am singing tonight.
Okay,
Do you wanna
and actually,
you should come.
What time?
7:30. 7:30. The show starts. I think I'm on at like 8, maybe.
I gotta pick up one of my sons from the airport at 7.
Come after, bring him.
Sucks. Yeah, actually,
Bring him with you.
that might have been better. Yeah. Let's work it out. Let's work it out.
Sasha's gonna be there.
Yeah, let's work it out.
It's gonna be fun.
I'll harass Sasha after this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you're singing tonight, and so what's next? What's next for you? Where are you going to be on stage next? Since you don't want to tell me what's on the album that you're working on, or single, or whatever it is. It's this soca dubstep thing you're working on.
Soca dubstep. That would be a crazy mix.
It would be.
But people are doing that now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should do it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Good idea.
Throwing it out there.
I'll credit you on the next
song. I was
song.
just about to say, make sure I get my my credits for that.
Your 10%. I'll send you the check in the mail.
No, I don't want it in the mail.
You don't want it in the mail.
Cash.
Cash up front.
Yeah. So are you, where you?
What's next?
Yeah. What's next?
Honestly, I'm still writing music. I'm gonna be putting new music out. Performing, I'm figuring it out.
Yeah.
I would really like to be performing more. I guess it's just, I gotta book some gigs and hit up my fans and tell them where I'm playing at.
Yeah.
And I would love to open for some people as well. Some bigger acts if they came to Toronto.
Yeah.
I feel like that helps too.
So you've got 5 billion followers and stuff. All over the place. What's up with that? Billions.
Not yet, but no, I'm kidding. That would be cool.
Obviously, you're getting a lot of love from what you're doing, and how do you when you started when you were 14 and you look at where you are right now? Did you think that you would have the following that you have right now, or did you walk into a thing? Yes. That's exactly where I'm going to be, and I'm going to sing myself to bed every night, listen to my own music.
I'm not like that. I try and be confident when I can, but I'm normally I am. I'm pretty introverted. So, but I think when it comes to the
hold on a second. You're an introvert.
A little bit.
But
sometimes I'm
the industry that you're in is
I can't be like that. Honestly, to me, it's if I just be myself. When I'm writing, when I'm in the studio, I'm pretty chill, pretty introverted. I'm just I do my own thing, right? I kind of in my own head. But when it's comes to performing and stuff, I can be pretty confident. Just because it's you trust yourself and what you're doing, and it's what you love, right? You're confident in what you love. But just my personality, I think
so
can get nervous really easily. And
it's there's a split personality thing going on here. It's you're someone else when you're on stage, and when you're off stage, you're
Beyonce with her alter ego.
What's her alter ego called? I forget what it's called.
Sasha Fierce.
Yes, there you go. So
Just like all fierce and...
you have your split personality. Do you talk to yourself too?
No.
I'm just while you're listening,
like confident V is like
while you're listening to yourself sing yourself to bed, you're talking to yourself.
I'm talking to myself. Oh, that's odd. It'd be so weird. Yeah. I can't even remember what the question was. I'm like thinking about so many things now. I'm like in my head.
It's been amazing having you on the show.
This was so fun. This was
I know
awesome.
it's probably one of the most strangest interviews you've probably had. But
I think I probably said way too much than I was supposed to say. But honestly, like at the end of the day,
yeah, there's a few artists that are going to be like,
you're like hate me.
I don't know about that girl because I was thinking about working with her because she seemed so nice, but she hurt my feelings because she didn't choose me. You know, Taylor Swift is going to be upset with you because you chose Lady Gaga over her. You know, and stuff. It's like all these hurt feelings all over the place.
We'll be best friends, but no, I'm just kidding. You're like girl gang or whatever.
There you go. Yeah, so it's been great. Is there anything that you wanna we got like I don't know what we got 2 minutes left.
Minutes?
You know, what would you want to say to your fans, your billions of followers that might be watching you right now? What would you want to say to them?
I think
besides, I listen to myself at night.
To myself only at night. So
during a full moon.
During the full moon. Actually, full moons. This is just like a little like thing that I heard. Apparently, you're more crazy on a full moon.
Really?
Yeah.
You're calling me crazy? I'm more crazy on a full moon. Is that what you're saying?
We're both gonna be crazy. It's gonna be like a late night. Apparently, that's what they say.
Okay, what are you gonna say to your fans? We're running out of time.
I'm sorry.
You're getting so distracted.
I know. I could talk all day. Just about like everything. What would I say to my fans? I think I would tell them that thank you for the support, and also to like my family channel fans that are growing up with me and learning what it's like to be an adult and all the weird things that come with it, that I'm still here. If some people thought that I'm not, I'm still here. I'm gonna keep making music, and and just get ready for some more V.
Some more V.
Yeah.
Some more V. And on that note, definitely, like I said, I want to thank you for being here. It's been a heck of a lot of fun.
That was so much fun.
You've been...
I laughed a lot. Thank you for the laughs.
You've been aside from calling me old a few times, hurting my feelings.
I didn't call you old.
It's too late. It's too late. I'm already wounded. It's definitely been a pleasure having you on the show. I gotta mention, we've got a concert coming up, the Loose Ends concert. That's gonna be.
Concert?
Yeah, we've got a concert. Yeah, you can come. Yay. Loose Ends is gonna be. You've heard of Loose Ends. This might be before your time.
The best internet radio station around. iLife Radio, the new social network.
I said that I love you so, and I mean it so. From the bottom of my heart, I'm telling you to play. Baby, I saw that something in your eyes. Comes to no surprise that you turn me so giddy. What's up, people? This is Omar, and you're listening to iLive Radio, changing the way you listen to radio.
Hi, this is Robert Townsend, and you're listening to iLive Radio. Hey, there's only one radio station I listen to, and it's iLive. It's iLive!
Rare groove, revival, slow jams, upfront, old school.
The best music around in stereo.